everyone. If you remember who I am, welcome to Whipples of Waves. So I haven't been on here. It feels like forever, but I think it was only a little over a week or two. And I've been dealing with some new energies in my home, and I'm loving it. It takes a lot of time, a lot of care, a lot of love. Um, and if I had to do life over again, knowing what I know now, I think I would have become a holistic veterinarian. Truly do, because of my love for the animals and love for the people also. So I feel like I would have been treating the animals in the right ways to help alleviate the concerns of the owners of the people. So just wanted to see how you guys are doing out there. I haven't seen you for a while. I was going to do a late night show because I have so much time on my hands at night and not during the day. I have the puppy resting now with my two other animals. And let me tell you, the dynamics of when you actually add a puppy to your family of when you already have two other dogs is such a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. And you get to see the dynamics change within. So Rizzo's the older one. He's still the alpha dog. He's still going to play his role. He's going to let everyone know where he sits. And then there's Bella, who was the baby, is now the middle one, right? And it's just so much fun to see the changes in that. And then also I get to see the love that my husband has for the new addition to the family. And it's really not a lot different. I hate to say this, but it's with having other dogs, when you bring another puppy into the tribe, if you will, is almost everybody takes a role, right? I'm the mama bear, and the mama bear feeds them, make sure they're okay, and so on and so forth. And I just want to say hello to you guys that are just jumping in here now. And I'm just going to talk a little bit just to like where I've been and what I've been doing. But I've been taking care of a 10-week-old. Now she's 10 weeks. And it just seems like she had a challenge starting out, not a real bad one, but at the same time, it's almost like a mystery, things that are not known, not seen, and stuff like that. So I've been working with that, and there's a lot of things that I follow up on, on the internet, and make sure that I'm, getting the right information and so on and so forth. But I haven't done a show with you. I know that Buckshot was sick a couple weeks back. I don't know if Buck wants to return or not. His life has changed also. His dynamics of his family life and work life has changed, but that's the way that it goes. And I have been doing a show probably almost 9 years now, and it's nothing that where it started out to be. And I'm so glad, because I've evolved, and so has my shows and stuff like that. But I love talking about natural things, right? We're on this planet, we're on Mother Earth, and actually we got a big storm coming in here, and we got a break for, I think, a day or two. It's nothing but storms down here. We've got more coming in, but when I actually get, and this is my lesson in life, and I'll just share it with you guys, but when I actually get a new puppy or an old senior dog, and they get sick, and how I react, it's almost like I jump to, okay, where's my command post? Where am I going to go with this, right? What is it that I need to know, right? What information can I get, and where do I go to find a really good vet that'll help out, and so on and so forth. So I have learned so much, as you have, about products that are out there, the instant fixes, right? We learned what opioids does to the body, to the humans, and what it doesn't do to the humans, and what the humans have to do to get off of it, right? To me, I kind of feel like, there's certain things like that the traditional vets also integrate, right? And this is just me speaking, is that I try to stay away from all of that as much as I can. And whatever it is for a 10-week-old puppy that comes into this world, looks like he's okay, and then all of a sudden starts to spiral down, and people are guessing. The breeder's guessing, the vets are guessing, I'm guessing, my husband is guessing. And you have to take all of that into account. And it's not a process of elimination, but you got to watch the pet and be really close. And you've got to be committed to this. And I am so committed because, number one, I'm retired. And I have to say, I was blessed when I was working and I had some healthy dogs. But it's interesting with all the breeders out there and all of the crossbreeding and the mix and the combo, all that stuff. I'm telling you, we just work ourselves into a tizzy that we don't even know what the hell is going on out there when with any topic. It doesn't have to be animals. It could be, so many different other things that are going on. It's just a world of chaos. But we just got to stop and we got to breathe and we just take 2 steps back and say, okay, how are we going to approach this? But then you may also have some of the elements in the family where they might not agree. They can agree to disagree and that type of thing. So you got to overcome that. And I've always taken it upon myself, this, be in my own mind, is that this is the best thing I think for anybody, any animal. And if, am I going to want to be a hypocrite and say I am not going to take this particular stuff from the people in the white coats and then turn around and go see some other animal white coats and give them the same kind of treatment, if you will? No, I'm not going to do that. I believe that if you're going to work with any type of an animal, you've got to take a look at the gut and work with the gut. And if so, I went and got consultation from a vet because I am not a vet, just on trying to narrow down the choices, right? Is it environmental allergies? Is it food allergies? Is it possibly mites? That type of thing that has apparently the breeder is trying to sell me on. Those type of things. So let me tell you, I can't say a lot of things that I have done, but I will tell you that I'm very happy with my decisions and what I have done and taken all situations into my own hands. If I feel I have to use my intuition a lot of this stuff, and if I feel like I can't make a decision, I don't do anything. I just don't do it, and that's just my line of defense with life in general. Let's see here. I see a couple of people are out there. Let me see. I'm not quite sure what anybody is saying out there, but hello, hello, hello. So we've got some storms coming in here. I'm in the deep south, and it's very hot. We're still hitting the 115 mark. My system is always saying, okay, it's the end of August. We should start to be cooling down, but it's not. So there's just always something that you got to decide upon. How to approach certain situations to get us all used to changes, and that's really where all of this comes down. It doesn't always have to be chaos. If you want to address it like it's chaos, it can feel like chaos when you're going through it, but when it's all done and said, you have to be happy with any of your decisions out there. And that's pretty much what I am saying here. So if you guys got any comments, concerns, anything like that, just let me know. I have I think how many years has it been? It's been exactly a year. I think I lost my golden retriever. It was almost as if I thought that she had a stroke, and then it was, it affected her mind. She couldn't walk and stuff like that. And at 12 and a half years old, we heard that the dog should always live a lot longer. And if I would have known what I know now and how I am actually raising my other dogs, from a puppy to adult, and what I'm actually giving them, and it's the food, it's the play, it's all of that. Those is my commitments in the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. But I also need to have relationships across the board. Family relationships, friends relationships, and stuff like that. And I'm balancing that all out right now, and I hope that you guys are too. Let's see here. What else that we have? I'm not seeing anything else that's actually coming across here. That's if you guys are asking any questions, I really don't even know. This is like the first time you guys are actually in here. Yeah, so that's what I have going for you guys right now. What else do we have? I think I was talking about doing a Zoom call with a lot of you. I hope you guys are going to be able to see this. I don't know if that's still on. It might be pushed to September. I was trying for the end of August, just seeing how things are going right now. Like I said, I really can't say a lot of things that are happening, but um, I'll confirm that with the date. Like I said, it looked like there's 3 or 4 people that were actually interested in the Zoom, and uh, uh, I will answer some questions if they're appropriate. I'm just seeing some new numbers in here, new people, maybe new handles. I am not. Um, Yeah, okay. I'm just sorry you guys. I got distracted a little bit, but yeah, so that's what I have out there. So there is so much information out there right now that I think it's best that all of us just kind of need to be able to decide where we fit in this information world today. And it's kind of like if you're not going to use your discernment and your intuition as the number one way of deciphering information that's out there, that's the only way you can go about it. You can't bounce a lot of things off of a lot of different people because they all think a little bit differently. You have to be in control. If your moral compass is pointing north, good luck to you, and then you're on your way, right? That's what I've got to say. That let's see here, what else. So that's really basically all that I have for you guys. I didn't really have too much to come out and talk to you about. And then maybe the next week or so I might be back, maybe with a co-host, maybe not. Joey G17 is out there. It says, how you doing? I'm doing really good, sweetheart. I hope that you're doing okay. Just kind of talking about it. My time's been consumed taking care of a puppy that apparently was 8 weeks old when I got her, and then started to go downhill after that. And the most devastating thing is not knowing how to help something that is helpless to begin with. And there's always lessons in everything in that, and that could apply to just a young mom taking care of a baby. It could be, a child taking care of an adult that is aging, that type of thing. And the only thing is that you have to really take a stance and trust yourself on all the information that you are getting out there. And let's see, 1 second here. I gotta tilt my camera a little bit. There we go. That's much better. And so Joey, how are you doing? I hope that everything is going really good for you out there. This is really the best time in the world to be alive, is so they say. But I'm more concerned about, this is a great time to be alive. And how much are you guys actually absorbing out there? I'm at the point where I don't even watch a lot of stuff anymore. I've gotten to the point where it's just like, I will just make up my own decisions, make up my own mind. I've been doing this for so long, and depending on how long that you guys have been awake, it almost comes so natural to you that if somebody gives you some information, you can just, say, oh, that's good information, that's bad information, and really, thank you, and I'm going to move on, that type of thing. And that's where we're at right now. A lot of people are trying to take in too much. Turn it off. You could turn off a TV. You can put your cell phone on silent mode. You could put the device down, walk away from something to find yourself, get back out into nature. And that's where I actually started talking about this, is that if you have to have anything, a synthetic drug to change how you feel about anything out there, yes, there's a lot of things that do help people out there, but then there's a lot of other stuff that comes along with that. I'm trying to be very careful here. And when I say a lot of different stuff, it just basically means that, you really have to weigh the options. Have you taken a look at something that is being presented to you to feel better, and then also look at holistically anything out there that can help you to feel better? And it's almost as if you're taking on a whole new job to get educated. And that's where we're at. I think that all of us are kind of feeling like we need to get educated and not put our beliefs and our thoughts and what we used to turn over to somebody else. We're not going to comply to what somebody else is saying. And the hardest thing is when you have like a 20-year-old or 24-year-old vet come in to the room and is going to talk to you about certain things, and you know that they haven't been on, they just probably got their degree, right? They went through the schooling. That's fantastic. They know. But do they, I kind of just wish that they would also take into effect that when they're teaching these kids, certain things to heal, it's all about the healing, that they would consider the natural ways also. And that's what I consider. And, it's just one of those things I said today. If I had to go back into time and do this over and know what I know now, and this is something you guys could put in the chat, if you had to go back and redo something and know what you know now, and come back and what is it? Are you going to be a teacher? Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be in the stock market? That type of thing. What is it that you would do to help humanity? And that's really what it is. It's not to help yourself. It's to help humanity, because you get so much more out of this when you're helping others. You get the rewards of it, and the rewards can come in any way. And it's not for you to predict how that these rewards are going to come back to you in twofold. Oh, I see Buckshot is out there. Family first, says 99. You better believe it. Family is first. I just got through watching some movies, some old shows. I go back and I watch the stuff from the 90s, because what did the 90s shows talk about? If you weren't born in the 90s and you didn't see any old reruns, Tim Allen, it was about the family, even though he was the screwball, right? And he was screwing things up, and the way that he, tool man, that type of thing. There was a show out there, was a black family. I think it was called Family. And I loved it because it was all about family and, how they stick together and they help each other out. I'm going back and I'm watching these older shows, and I'm just like, that's what's missing in today. And unless you can come up and tell me that's something that they've got out there, but that's what I'm seeing. It is all about the family, and we really have lost. I don't think we lost it. I think we've forgotten it. A lot of people are jumping on social media, as I am here right now, and they're putting their stuff out. Me, 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 me. And I don't, and then there's other ones out there that will sit there and try to educate you, right? And say, this is a really good way to go if you're smart. Then there's a lot of AI stuff out there. And it's up to you to choose which bucket that you want to fall into, right? And then it's also up to you to decide how much time that you're going to spend out on the social media stuff. I love it when I get preoccupied, and my thing to look forward to is, maybe I can go do a video. That'll be okay, because I haven't done one in a while, and the puppies are sleeping. I'm in the same room with them. I never let the little one out of my sight, it's just something that I decided at this point in time in my life to take care of one other animal, and I am so happy that I did do it. Let's see here. Let's see what is going on. Yeah, let's see here. I see Joey's out there and Bucks is out there. Bucky, what are you doing? Are you coming back or what? You don't have to answer that. Let's see. Joey G says, doing well, sweetheart. Mother-in-law passed away at a funeral. Oh my God, I am so sorry. She died of Alzheimer's. Sorry, Joey. Sorry to hear that. That's not really good times. I hate to say this, you guys, but I'm seeing a lot of people leaving again. I really am. I'm starting to see people that are leaving. I had this childhood friend. It's just very near and dear to me. When I was a kid, and he was a new kid that came into the neighborhood, because when I was a kid, we all were outside. We all had a bike. We would all ride. We thought that was our freedom, right? We tried to ride, no hands, standing up on the bike and all this other stuff. And then all of a sudden, here's this kid that comes into the neighborhood, and he didn't know anybody. And he comes over to our block and sees all the kids playing, and somehow him and I, same age, became friends. And we still talk to each other via social media on Facebook. And I just found out that he's got a daughter that just passed away. So she'll be somewhere in her early 30s. And it broke my heart That connection that we have to other human beings extend a lot deeper, and they don't go away. These connections that you have, and if you keep them in your heart, just like you keep your family in your heart, they're there. And they can spread. When that person's feeling pain, you feel the pain. You feel the sour, that type of thing. But you have an older person that passes away and had a very long life. It's that pain is not there because you know what's the first thing that everybody always says? They had a really good long life, right? They lived their life out and so on and so forth. But that's really where I'm kind of saying is that we have to get back to the family. We got to get back to being the human. We didn't lose the connection. We just kind of forgot about the connection, and the connection is at the heart and the mind. So you're basically, and it's also at the solar plex too. I mean, it's at all your. If you want to talk about chakras, it's all right there. You got to get rooted with it, and that's your first chakra, right? And you got to feel all the various chakras, the energy going through you. And even when you do lose an older person that has been ill, you have to know that that person who was ill wasn't their 100% full self, but when they exit and they leave that their body, their soul is back together being 100% whole. And so that's where I'm at right here. I just want to see if I recognize anybody else that's in here. Buckshot says, yeah, I can come. I never heard if I'm working weekends until Friday. Oh, I know. So I'll check with I'll check with Buck on Fridays, and just see if he could come back on, because he does work the weekends now. His schedule has changed, and you guys all know him. Let's see what else we have out here. Joey, I'm really sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. I think you said it was mother-in-law. Yeah, mother-in-law. How is your wife doing, Joey? How are the kids doing? When you cut that cord, you can almost visualize like an umbilical cord, but it's more of an energetic cord of the patriarch, the matriarch. Whenever they leave, some people say that the cord is cut. Some people say that it isn't. I personally do believe that it is, and then it's just no different. And I don't want you to think that I'm relating this. It's no different from the show when I first started out with the dynamics, right? I had 2 dogs, and now I got 3. Each one of them have their own individual dynamics, and they're going to play a role in all of this. And all of a sudden, I bring in the 3rd puppy, and that 3rd puppy becomes the baby. The baby becomes the middle one, who's going to look out for the puppy, and then of course the 3rd one is the alpha. Once the alpha goes away, and they feel it, they know it, just like we do, energetically we do, and there's a energetic exchange that actually happens, and it's almost as if, and each person feels it differently. Some people react to it differently, and that's up to each individual. So I don't want to go into too much depth. If you guys ever wanted to talk about this at another time, I'd be more than able to talk about it with you. Energy is so important. I talk about nature. We need to get back to natural things. We weren't put on this planet and given all of the right things. Look at the Native American Indians here. Not even Native America. They're in all other countries. They lived off the land. They knew. They honored their family, their souls, and they knew what was healing. I honestly do believe that we removed healing with I'm gonna just go and get something that's I have to put in my body, take it every single day, and be numbed out the rest of my life, right? And there are things out there that can help everybody. But we have to search for it, or we have to ask for it, or we have to seek it. And that's kind of like where I'm going with you guys here. And whatever it is that you need, healing is, again, on all different levels. If you're in a situation and you're not really digging it and you want to get out of it, figure out a creative way to ask. Ask for guidance on all of that. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and just see how everyone is doing. Joey says he would be a teacher. I had asked a question. If you were to come back to if you were knowing what you know now and you wanted to go back into time, what would you do? And Joey, you'd be a great teacher. I think that I'd want to be able to experience being a veterinarian and working with homeopathic, that kind of thing, helping the families, because there is something that I still think we're learning that we all need to do here. And let's see here, what else? Let's see here. Okay, that's from Buckshot. Um, okay. Oh yeah, Joey G says, yeah, everyone is well, and your son is still grieving. Joey, this is a very powerful statement to make, because your son had a certain connection. And if most of you guys ever observe the family dynamics, right? So you have a mom and a dad, and you might have brothers and sisters, or you know, we'll just say you got brothers and sisters. Then you get married, and then you have children of your own. But then you always will look at one kid in particular and say, my gosh, you remind me of grandpa, or my gosh, you remind me of grandma. Something that happens, and I've always said this, where it skips a generation and it goes to the grandkids. And whether it might be a personality, it might just be a wisdom, it might be the old type of soul. Um, you know, it could be something that the little boy loves watching grandma cook, that type of thing, or love listening to them. I learned a lot listening to my father when I was little. My dad always would tell stories, and nobody wanted to stick around to hear them. But let me tell you, I've got those stories to this day, and it sure answers a lot of things. Yeah, and you know, that's kind of like hey, Dragon Wings is out there, says howdy y'all. Sorry I'm late. I've been running errands today. So we're just kind of talking about healing in general, family dynamics, my pet dynamics, and those type of things. And just trying to get back and remembering who we are, and still making those family connections. Family could be to your pets. Family could be to your cousins. The family doesn't always have to be the the immediate family. It can extend beyond that. As I was saying, I had a friend that I think I was maybe 8, 9 years old. His daughter passed away. I think today is the funeral, and I felt it so deeply, because I have such love and great memories. And those memories that you have of somebody that you carry with you, that were fun times, you don't want to let them go. You would always say that person never did anything wrong to anybody, that type of thing. And then when something tragically happens, and because you're carrying that vibration and that same frequency with that person, you feel it. You feel the pain of babies when they get hurt, right? The mama will feel the pain, probably 10 times worse. And you know, it's just that connection, and we need to continue that connection. Then your kids get into high school, and you kind of feel like you're losing that connection, but they put up a little bit of a wall. They don't want you to know who they are now and how they changed. And they're not daddy's little girl, or you know, they're not the son that you always doted on, that type of thing. But they'll come back around again, because they're the ones that bring the wall down. They'll realize what they're doing out there. That connection is never broken, is what I'm saying to you guys. Um, yeah, and so this is where we're at today. There's so much information out there. There's so much that everybody is doing out there, that we have to take a minute or two, and basically just decide, where am I going to have my energy? Where do I want to put my energy? I don't, you know, I noticed one thing with me and my husband. We don't come in and turn on the TV first thing in the morning. We stop doing that. We get up, we take care, we do whatever we have to do. I'm busy feeding the dogs, and after that, you would think that my day ended like feeding the dogs, but no, one's got to go out, one won't go out, one's playing with the other one. I got to save one dog. And that happens for the first couple hours, then they take a nap, and then the dynamics of that will even change. So then I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do if I'm not turning on the TV? So I actually joined a local group of Facebook friends. And I'm telling you, I'm having so much fun. And I'm going to show you guys that in my next show. It's my newest craft that I'm doing. And I hope you guys want to see it. And maybe you will pick it up and do it also. And I don't know. It's new to me. It may have been around. Might have said I already know that. And you can always send me your pictures after I show you what I am doing. All right, let's see here. What else is going on out there? So Joey G put a statement out there, and it should show on the screen. For some reason, it's holding back Joey's messages. It says, "Hey, wait a minute, Janine. My daughter will always be Daddy's little girl. You better believe. You better believe it. Is that Brianna? Is that you talking about Brianna, or am I missing something here? Because I always thought that you had two daughters. Am I wrong?" Anyways, yes, always going to be your little girl. My younger sister was always my father's little girl. Yeah, and so that's where we're at. So make those heart connections again. Keep it real, you guys. And I'm so glad. I'll take a couple more minutes if anybody wants to make a statement about anything. What have you guys been doing out there? Like I said, we've had nothing but storms out here, and they've been pretty bad, actually. We've got one coming in, rolling in now. It's getting darker. It's really weird. It's almost like midnight, and then all of a sudden the sun is out. But then the humidity is with us. So, like I said, they still got a heat advisory, 115. That's why I'm not showing my hair. But yeah, let's see. Joey G says, I have a son, Corey. Oh, okay. Yes, yeah, Brianna. How is Brianna doing? And let's see here. If Brianna ever wants a co-host with me, she's more than welcome to. Let's see here. And that's about all that I got, you guys. It's just all about us keeping the connections, keeping it real. Keeping whatever your reality is. Don't get lost in other people's short clips, YouTubes, Hollywood. And also too, I'm noticing a lot of older Hollywood people that were born in the 40s are all exiting now too. I noticed those trends that happen. And it's almost, I know that maybe there's portals that are open up and people are saying, I'm done, I'm out of here. Yeah, Joey G says Brianna is doing well. I wish I could put this up on the screen or highlight it. Can't do that just yet, but I wish her all the best and everything. And then Corey is your son. Okay, I got it. Let's see here. Anything else from you guys? When am I going to come back? I'll come back if Buck comes back. No, I'm kidding. Or Joey G. Joey, I know that you're going through something right now and your family needs you. Wish you all the best, sweetheart. So I was going to do an August 30th Zoom. If it still works out, I could still do it, or otherwise I'm going to move it to September, whatever feels better. There's a eclipse coming up, I think, one more right at the end of the month. It's supposed to be in Pisces, and I'm a Pisces, so we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining in. And I hope I brightened your day a little bit. I didn't want to get real heavy with a lot of stuff, but just remember this. I love each and every one of you, and keep doing what you're doing and keep being who you are, because you're a wonderful soul. And I'm so glad that I know who you are on another level. Take care now. Bye-bye.